All right, what's up everyone? So today, what we're gonna attempt to do anyways, is just some concept artwork. I wonder if I can adjust this a little bit. Maybe not. I have this really cool articulated arm, and I think I've mentioned before that there we go, see that kind of does it right there. And I just tighten it up a little bit. There we go. But what I'm doing is, I got 3 pages for runes, and one of those pages is a cover, and in this case, it's meant to be like a tribal shaman wizard character, and this is a character class that's going to be introduced in the new issue of the zine. So I've got, although you can't really tell, I've got Pinterest up on this monitor that's right over there, and I'm looking at some different ideas, and there's 2 things we want to think about. One is the character and the design itself, but we also want to think about the composition of the scene and the story it's telling. And I had this idea that maybe we're just gonna do like, I want the scene to go sort of this way, and we'll have the character, this is probably too big, maybe further down here. You know, it's gonna say the title of the magazine up at the top. He's casting something, casting a spell, and using some kind of primitive or, you know, tribal or shamanic magic of some sort. And the description I got in email was that he uses some kind of relic, and it could be a totem or a rattle or maybe a staff or a dagger or something like that. So I've made this character quite large. And what I like to do is, not just focus on the character, but on the scene. Like, why is he casting, right? So that, you know, maybe he's in danger, maybe he's raising monsters from the dead, maybe he's, you know, opening a portal or defeating a trap or something, right? So, you know, I have this character, I don't know if you can see it here, and we're below. This is our vantage point is down here, and our shaman is up here. So we're looking up at him. And a couple of ideas I had is I want to focus on maybe like a woodland mask. There's a couple of different ones. There's a bunch of masks that I saw that obscure the face, and those look really cool too. So they might have hanging strips of bone or beads or something like that. I definitely want to make this character seem very mysterious and powerful. We could make orcs or some other monster, maybe other party members are surrounding him, coming by. Maybe electricity or lightning coming off, you know, something like that. We might do a few of these before we actually settle on a drawing, although I kind of like what I've got going on here. Although I need to decide on how to draw this mask if I'm going to do the mask. Maybe it's more like a bird mask. you know, with a big beak. I saw a lot of masks with horns. I saw an interesting mask with maybe a bat, etc. So I'm not sure which way I want to go. The face covering mask, ritual mask, seems like one of the most obvious ones to do. I think that's one that people will be excited to do. And what we could also do is, there's this bone totem. Maybe these are beast men. I haven't drawn beast men in a while. I think that would be a cool one to do. Some kind of beast men, and we have our shaman sort of taming the beast men or something. And we could even give him either one of those sort of furry straw cape looking things that you see in a lot of kind of tribal characters, or no cape. We could do a lot of beads. I think there's a lot of possibilities here. I do like the layout so far. I think I'm using up too much of the space. This is a whole 11 by 17. I mean, we're looking at it really small on my iPad, but it's an 11 by 17 canvas. But I also want to compare this to other previous covers I've drawn and make sure I'm not repeating myself. That's the other thing about this. So, thinking through the concept, you know, there's many ways we could go about it. I actually kind of like where I'm going so far with this. You know, and maybe yeah, it's like a face covering mask or eye covering mask. And this is his totem. We could make these demons. I don't think I've done demons yet. I think we want to push this guy's jaw forward. He's a demon. He's reaching out towards him. We could black this background out so that the lightning strike is like really bold against it, so we have a lot of contrast. I don't know, it gives me a lot of ideas. All right, so I'm gonna start drawing this and see what I come up with. And Then I'm also gonna make sure that I'm not repeating any of my previous ideas that I've done for this exact same publication. I wanna make sure that everything's fresh. This is only one of 3 pages that I've gotta do. The other page is gonna have different scenes. We're gonna do 3 mini scenes on one page. And the final page is just spot illustrations. So we'll probably try and do, I don't know, 12 or 15 little drawings that could go anywhere, you know, and could be used on any publication. Anyhow, that's where I am today for right now. I'm gonna be drawing all day. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and there will be more art, comics, and stuff to think about and talk about every day. Talk to you later.